We're going to get right along to our third show, and that is The Break, written by Samantha Ross and directed by Hunter Murphy. So take it away, guys.
All right. Tonight, Camden Ferris will be playing Chris, Anthony's father, who gets to see him every 2 weeks, but he's usually too busy with work. Sarah Beth Roberts will be playing Alex, Anthony's mom, who has primary custody. She's hardworking, but always puts her son first. And Rachel Gruber will be playing the nurse, who works at the front desk of the hospital. Chris rushes in frantically, and he runs up to the front desk.
Hi. Yeah, I just got a call from my son's school telling me he was just brought in. Hello?
Who's your son?
Anthony. His name is Anthony Sharp.
Age and date of birth.
He's 11 years old, born April 17th, 2009. I'm sorry, but why does this matter? I just want to be able to see my son.
I understand you're worried right now, but
But you understand why I'm worried, so what? You think I have all the time in the world to answer trivia questions?
when was your son brought in?
I don't know. An hour ago? I work far. Why is this relevant?
Your ID, please.
Chris hands over his ID, and the nurse scans it and hands it back to him.
Your son is still in surgery, but you're more than welcome to take a seat and wait here until he's out.
Thank you.
Chris turns around and sees Alex sitting in the waiting room. He goes to sit next to her.
What are you doing here?
What do you mean, what am I doing here? I got a call at work saying our son was being rushed to the hospital. From the school, by the way. Did you not think it would be a good idea to call me, Alex?
I did, and I was going to, after he got out of surgery.
After he got out of surgery.
I know you work, and you get all spazzy when you're worried.
I left work to come here, and I don't get all spazzy when I'm worried.
Why don't you ask the nurse you just spazzed out on if you get spazzy when you're worried?
Okay. Whatever. What even happened?
His stomach was hurting for a couple days. It seemed like he just had a stomach ache. And I told him that if he couldn't make it through the day, then he could call me and I'd pick him up. But then when he went down to the nurse, she said he could barely walk because his stomach was hurting, just too much pain. And she panicked and called an ambulance, which ended up being a good thing because they brought him in. He had appendicitis. But that's a super common thing, and they said it should be totally fine.
And you made him go to school like this?
Like what? The kid had a stomach ache. He fakes those all the time to get out of it.
You still made him go to school.
The kid's a world-class actor. He got into the habit of chewing up toast and spitting it into the toilet and saying he threw it up. After I was buying a new loaf of bread halfway through the week every week, I started to get skeptical.
And you see where that skepticism got us?
It was one misjudgment, but it was caught in time. Everything is under control.
Our son is in the hospital, and I had to find out from the fucking school.
I wasn't trying to hide it from you, Chris.
Really, Alex? I didn't get a phone call or a text or, I don't know, a fucking Facebook message from you.
Excuse me, but I'm going to have to ask you two to please quiet down a bit.
Sorry. I was going to, but I didn't want you to worry.
I think this requires a little bit of worrying, don't you think?
I mean, yes, but...
But what?
But it's a super common surgery. And of course I was worried, but the doctor assured me that everything was going to be fine. They'll take it out and they'll put him onto antibiotics and he should be ready to come home with me in like 3 days. Shit, Chris, you need to calm down.
I don't need to calm down.
You need to calm down.
I know you're nervous about it and this is kind of hectic, but I think it'll be easier for Anthony if when he comes out of surgery, you can maybe be a little calm.
Calm? Okay, I am calm. I just don't like the fact that you didn't call me and now you're telling me not to worry. I think it's completely valid to worry.
You're not seeing the problem. Worrying is fine, but you worry too much and you're so vocal about it. You're like a giant ball of constant worry and you're just being around you stresses me out. And not for nothing, but you barely see him. And you want to tell me why all of a sudden you want to be parent of the year, worrying about every little thing? You didn't seem to worry about him last weekend.
I had to work, Alex. How the fuck do you think you keep getting all those checks I keep sending you every month?
It was his birthday party, Chris. He had all his friends over and a bouncy castle, and the entire time, all he could think about and look for was you and ask when you were going to show up. Do you know how traumatizing that can be for him? Looking for you, but you didn't bother to show up because clearly work is more important.
What are you talking about? The only reason I missed that party was for him. So I could support him, and yeah, I hated not being at his party, but I mean, honestly, would you even wanted me there?
No, I wouldn't have. I can't stand being in the same fucking room as you, but I tolerate it for Anthony's sake. I do it because the kid needs both of his parents, and right now he only has one.
Look, as interesting as listening to this conversation is, and believe me, it's the most interesting thing that's happened in a brick, I'm getting complaints from the waiting room across the hospital. So can you please, go outside or something?
How much longer is he gonna be in there?
I don't know.
You don't know? You have a computer, look it up. Call a surgeon, I don't care. I can't put up with this anymore. I'm sorry, it's just things didn't end well.
No, really?
Can you just give me some kind of time estimate?
Sorry, I can't.
You can't? What do you mean you can't?
Well, I technically went on break about 30 seconds ago.
You're joking, right? You're fucking joking, right?
Nope.
Can you just sit down? You're making a scene.
I'm just taking responsibility for our son like you wanted.
Okay, but not by making a scene. Just sit down.
I'm not making a scene. I'm concerned for my child, which is way more than you can say for yourself.
Fuck, here we go again.
What are you even talking about?
The pedestal. You're always placing yourself on a pedestal. You don't even see what's wrong anymore. The world doesn't revolve around you and your work schedule and your agenda. I would think after we split, you would have realized that not everything goes your way and not everything is about you.
I lost everything after we split. The house, Anthony, my marriage. You want to talk about the things I've done wrong? Let's talk about Cheryl.
My mother?
Yeah, she never liked me.
Can you blame her?
But you never stood up for me. You would just sit there and let her pick me apart.
She was right. Everything she said about you was right. You were a terrible parent, married to your work. You pretty much ignored our son. Everything took a back seat to you.
I was making money, and if you really wanted to spend time, at that time your uncle offered us money when we were just starting out. You should have taken it. But you're so fucking self-righteous.
I don't like taking money from family.
God damn it, just one break. Is that too much to ask for?
And you had all these plans about our marriage and our son that I didn't even know about. How was I supposed to live up to these impossibly high standards when you wouldn't even told me about? You never even told me about them.
What was the point? It wasn't what you wanted, so why would I bring it up?
Because communication is something that people usually do in a relationship, Alex.
It wouldn't have mattered with you.
It matters if Anthony is involved.
Right, because now that he's hurt, my son is suddenly so interesting to you.
Your son?
Yes, our son.
You said my son.
What are you talking about?
You did say my son.
I know that I'm not always the most present and I don't have custody, but Anthony is just as much my son as he is yours.
I never said he wasn't.
Well, technically, you implied.
I thought you were on your break.
I don't like this weird claim you have over Anthony.
Well, he lives with me. I see him every single day. I have been there for everything. I don't call out saying I have to work or some stupid excuse to get out of seeing him.
Can you come up with something else to complain about? I get it. I work too much, but before you continue to bring it up, just remember that bouncy castle only got to his party because of the work I do.
My hero.
Fuck this. I don't even know why I I don't even know why you take my concern for Anthony in such a negative way.
Because it's circumstantial.
I love him more than anything, and I don't care how circumstantial you think it is. That won't change. And no matter how many times you tell me how awful I am or how I talk about how I have screwed up stuff in our marriage, is not going to fix it.
I don't want to fix it.
I know.
Actually, what I want is for you to go home. And I'll let you know when he's out and you can see him tomorrow. I'll leave and you can get a and I'll go get a coffee or something, and you can take that time and really prove to him how much you care about him. Of course, until work calls or you get bored or grossed out or some other bullshit excuse to get out of there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am.
Alex.
Okay, I'm over it. I don't know if you know this, but everyone here can hear you. God, you're both so whiny. I get it. Your marriage ended and it didn't end well, but you want to know who else's marriages didn't end well? 50% of the United States' married population. You both care about your kid. Take that as a win. So you show it in different ways. That's normal. It's called love languages. Look it up. It's actually really interesting. But you show it in two very different ways. And
Anthony.
You would think that after hearing his name 20 times, it would stick. Anthony will probably have a different one for both of you. And that kid just got cut open. And when he wakes up from that anesthesia, he's going to want to see both of you. And you're both going to want to see him. So keeping that in mind, make up or agree to disagree or something, because my head hurts and I can't deal with any more yelling in my waiting room. The hospital administrator told me to call the cops, but I'm still on break. And if you just shut up now, it saves me a lot of paperwork.
It also saves us from, getting kicked out.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry.
They sit next to each other again awkwardly, trying not to argue.
Oh. You see that Tammy got married?
How could I not? Every picture she posts is about the wedding.
Yeah. She seems happy though.
Yeah.
And Greg just got a new dog.
Mhm.
It's not a very cute dog.
Nope.
Last time I saw Anthony, he said you were getting a dog. Did you get one?
Yeah.
Well, do you have a picture? The dog's way cuter than Greg's.
Oh, definitely. Greg's dog looks like a rat.
And he gets along well with Anthony?
Yeah. Every day, Anthony takes him out in the backyard and plays fetch with him. Well, fetch. Takes him on walks or to the parks with us. And he does his homework with the dog because he said that everyone deserves to learn. Yeah. He's a good kid.
You're doing a good job. You're raising him.
Thanks.
He just got out of surgery. You can go back and see him now, room 207.
Blackout.
Great. That was awesome. Thank you guys so much. And that was The Break, written by Samantha Ross and directed by Hunter Murphy. So let's give them a virtual round of applause.